Yeah, we're good.
Are we recording?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Of course. It's an important job, pushing the record button, but
Somebody's got to do it.
I'm up to it. I'm up to the challenge.
It's just like Deepwater Horizon. You know, Marky Mark had an important job on
Did he?
that oil rig.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, I watched it on the flight back from Boston.
Is it called Deepwater Horizon?
It's called Deepwater Horizon. It's about the Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, well, it's like
oil rig.
God, how can we communicate to people? How can we communicate to people that that's what this is about?
Yeah.
There's got to be a way.
It's not a long movie. I mean, it blows up. I don't think that's a spoiler.
I don't think so.
No, it pretty much just blows up for the whole movie. It's just one very long explosion.
Is it in slow motion? Is the movie in slow motion?
No, the movie's in normal time.
Huh, all right.
It blows up for a while.
Hey, so should I read this Switch post?
No, I don't think it's anything that I haven't talked to
Is
you
it
about.
good? Okay.
It's all the same shit.
You can make a keiku?
Yeah.
Now that you have sugar and flour?
Now that we have sugar, got eggs.
What's the flour? What's the recipe?
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, you're really into this thing, aren't
Yeah.
you? It's like you consider the recipe itself a kind of spoiler, or maybe you don't want to withdraw. You don't want to take that from somebody else.
From somebody else, yeah. I mean, I know that there's apps and stuff that you can get now that have like people have figured out the cooking. Like,
Yeah.
they know how it works now. But that seems really boring to me.
What I'm surprised at is how many recipes there seem to be.
There keep being new ones, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that I sort of figured it would be the same thing, sort of like you have iron,
Mm-hmm.
you have copper and then iron, and then like you'd have like a stronger version of the same thing. But it sounds like they're actually introducing completely new
Oh yeah.
polarities. Yeah. So, no, you were talking about the Morsa forked.
I was just asking if you were enjoying it.
I don't know. It's a really confusing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really agitating.
It's
Trying to figure out what's going on, because it has these familiar things that I recognize.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's such a weird, like it's mixed plate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's Aloha mixed plate, where it's like over here I got the teriyaki and I like that, but then there's like the macaroni salad.
You don't like the macaroni salad?
Well, no,
you don't like mayonnaise.
I don't like mayonnaise, but macaroni salad, in this case, macaroni salad is good as like a resting place from the salt of the teriyaki.
Yeah, you have to have it there, right?
It's yeah, exactly. But it all sort of works together,
Yeah.
and they all have a role to play on the plate.
Yeah.
Some of these conversations, some of these performances, like the animations, honestly, in place, they're just not that weird.
Uh-huh.
I mean, honestly, like the running thing on the stairs, I can't actually I never get that cycle of animation at all.
Sure. I mean, all of those animations are one time. Like it's some little thing that they caught and they cherry picked it out.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, as I'm traveling through the universe doing this stuff, I just haven't seen that.
And what about the dialogue? Like, are you seeing a lot of like, my face is tired because of everything?
The dialogue.
And I'm not one to talk about dialogue. Like one of my favorite games of all time had a wizard from the moon. So
Well, they removed that.
They did take it out, but he did come from the moon.
And he was a wizard.
So
Yeah.
I am not in any position to talk shit about other people's dialogue.
It's so uneven. Like I wouldn't even know which conversation, which character.
Some of it's good, some of it's bad, yeah.
Some of it's bad and some of it's okay.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't seen much in there that I would think of as... I haven't seen really anything in there that's great yet. And, I mean, I've only been playing for, 5 or 6 hours.
Well, you know my position on that.
Well, I know. I love the industrial design, and I love the potential.
They always had great designs.
Ugh. The Tempest is amazing.
Is that the new ship?
Yeah, I love it. I think the buggy is still squirrely for real.
Yeah.
But it looks awesome. It has 6-wheel drive. I mean, it has
good.
everything that you would expect.
Yeah.
From a XO buggy.
Right.
In that year. I'd have to go back. I mean, the intro, like for me, the intro for 2, that is actually like literal death and rebirth.
Yeah.
Right? Or like an invasion.
Yeah. I remember both the last couple really kicking off with a bang.
Yeah, I mean,
They pulled me in quick. I remember that.
yeah, and the
And I don't finish
urgency
games. Like
no,
I finished both of those.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't really feel the urgency. Like I can see what they have laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know why it would be important to do the things that they're asking me, but they haven't provided the urgency.
The impetus.
Yeah, they haven't. It's just really the intro is really flabby. And I said when I was writing about it in the post, I said that the charitable reading is that they're actively trying to go for a CW type experience as opposed to accidentally doing it. Right?
It's
young.
Yeah.
It's very, very young.
Yeah. I find that fiction in general is really, I feel like even in books and television, like it's very hard to find things that aren't for that sort of young reader.
Well, the YA. It's
everywhere.
Well, we've talked to people. Remember, you talked to that animator who referred to the term G money.
Yeah, if it's rated G, you get that G money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like that. There's a broadening, like an audience broadening thing. But one of the things that I liked about Mass Effect, is that it had some weird stuff. But you look at the name itself. The name itself of the series is about a hard sci-fi principle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that informed, there was always that sort of spine in there.
Right. And that's what I liked. Like I like that Asimov spine, that hard sci-fi spine. I don't need the romance stuff.
Yeah, well even the mystical stuff in the earlier ones still was based around, but it's fundamentally like there's a prophecy type aspect in some ways, but really we're talking about galactic processes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I can't find the bottom here. I can't find the surface that everything is supposed to be built up from. It's assuming a lot.
Yeah.
Without having earned it.
You don't think they earned it in the first 3 games? Are they assuming that you're a fan of the Mass Effect?
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, exactly. Is that it seems like we're in the age of fan fiction.
Yeah.
Right? Like Joss Whedon is like a dork, and he writes and he pushed it forward because he had that authentic, like Abrams, right?
Yeah, fan fiction.
Yeah. So fan fiction isn't bad necessarily on its face, but there's a lever in there, there's a needle that, here it's just on the enthusiasm side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it needs to come a little bit more toward the middle. There has to be greater contribution. There has to be more structure in there. Right now I don't buy it.
That's a bummer.
Well, I'm going to keep going. I mean, I got to try to figure out what's going on here. Like now I'm just confused.
Yeah.
But also it's like writing is tough.
Oh yeah.
Something on that scale, writing is really hard. And, if I'm gonna, in the same way that I have to earn my critique as well. I know that you don't feel this way. You can respond to something and that's your right. And I'm not saying that that's incorrect.
Yeah.
If somebody puts something in front of you and you taste it and you don't like the flavor, you don't feel compelled to eat it.
No.
But I always have that remove. It's like when I eat the hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
Me, like my mind, when I take that stimuli in, there's always a layer of abstraction.
I think you want to feel like you can defend your point.
Well, but if I can't defend my point, I don't have one. So from my rhetorical perspective.
Yeah, but taste is such a you can't really defend taste. I mean, there's people who don't like things that are very good.
Absolutely. But for me to feel like I understand it, just pique or just opinion or whim, that's not going to be sufficient to me. Right now, when I feel that type of confusion, it's the type of confusion I feel when I start any game, like Star Wars Destiny or any game. It's a system that is opaque to me in some way, and I have to understand it. Like I feel like I have to. It's like anthropology or something. Like I feel like I have to figure out what happened here.
Huh. Yeah, and again, it comes down to time investment, right? You consider that a good investment of time.
Well, God, I don't even know if that's true. It's just a compulsion.
It's a compulsion.
I don't even know if it's like something that I'm doing. I have a need on some level to be fair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no one's extending this to me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't expect anyone to be fair to the artwork that we make.
No. I don't expect anyone. I don't expect anyone to extend that to me.
Yeah.
And what I expect is to be engaged with the minimal charity.
Yeah.
But just because that's the norm, or just because that's the way that people comport themselves, like that's not relevant to me at all.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I have my own process for determining what's appropriate. And for me, what's appropriate is trying to give a work a audience if I can. And if I can't, I want to understand why. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even gotten into any romance or anything like that. Like, that stuff's always odd.
I wish that Amazon would let me filter out books that have bare-chested men or half-naked women on the covers.
Just for you, that's an indicator?
That's a fucking indicator. Yeah. Every time I go to try to find a new science fiction or fantasy book, it's all these fucking shirtless guys, and a lot of times they don't even have the head. It's just the chest. It's like some hairy chest.
It's just like they've been decapitated.
Yeah. It's like Night Thief, or like, and you know, and you can tell what kind of book it is because it's just a fucking dude's chest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It's the Fabio thing, right?
Yeah.
Except they often let Fabio retain his head.
But those books used to be a genre. Like, my mom read Harlequin romance novels.
Well, that's still true. That's still true. Well, no, honestly.
But I'm saying now my fucking fantasy and science fiction books have just become Harlequin romance novels.
Well, yeah, I think it's because it's very powerful.
Like the male peck?
No. But I mean, you have to understand. So for you, it's like on the cover, what do you want to see? You want to see a planet, and you want to see a spaceship, right?
And a fucking, or some artifact, some weird space artifact. That's fine.
Maybe some sigils. No. I think that there was a period of time, like, now every game is an RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, they put those mechanics in.
Exactly. And it's because they're really grippy, powerful. They really get a hold of. No, again, it's not for you. You don't want it. You don't want a situation where it's like you have to, like, somebody's have to fuck the king of the werewolves or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the power of that. I mean, imagine what it must be like to pick up any game now if you don't like RPGs. It's like you have to fill up all these goddamn bars, right? I think about it, you have to equip all this equipment. It's like, this sword is like marginally better than this. I used to just be able to push X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the problem is that, you know, that problem in quotes, obviously, but that intimacy as a...
But if you don't value relationships with other people...
Oh, yeah.
Then, like, adding relationships to your stories... It's just a waste of fucking time. Like, that doesn't interest me at all.
Well, exactly. I mean, all you want from a book like that is an abstract idea.
Yeah.
You just want an idea. You want to engage with an idea, and then you want to leave.
Yeah, I want a cool science fiction hook.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, everything, this satellite destroys everything that has a right angle on it. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to think about that.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to think about that for a while.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's a powerful thing.
I feel like it's choked out. Like, I feel like I used to be able to find books very easily.
Well, no, and again, but this is mostly to do with Amazon too.
I guess everything that's popular is
this is an algorithm.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that you want is still out there. This is just trying to put the stuff in front of you.
That's what I'm saying. They need a checkbox where I can be like,
well, yeah, you should be able to, especially these algorithms drive our entire goddamn lives now.
Yeah.
Everything that we, like, all the news that we see, like, it's all based around this profile.
Right.
Like, if you are on, just in terms of, like, social networks, I mean, my understanding is that a lot of this stuff will be tied into the person that they think you are.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to see these keywords.
Yeah, let me fucking go in there.
Because they guide so much of what we see. Like, we should be able to customize it a little bit, right?
Yeah,
it's not in their best interest.
So I was having a really hard time finding a book.
Yeah,
I read like I'm reading the history of John Bridger right now, Mountain Man John Bridger.
Like a biography.
It's like a biography, which I can read those. Like those are fine, but I was looking for like a sci-fi book.
You wanted a book that had a planet and a space station,
and I couldn't find it on Amazon, so I went to Barnes and Noble because they always have this section that is like new in sci-fi.
You mean physically?
Yeah, physically. There's like 2 shelves that says new books, sci-fi, and I just sort of go through them. And it was gone. And so I asked the guy, I was like, hey, do you not have the new in sci-fi section anymore?
So you just go there and buy books and then...
Yeah. And he says, oh, no, we got rid of it. We figured that people coming in tend to know what they're looking for.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, I come to a bookstore because I don't know what I'm looking for. And I want to browse. Like
exactly.
And then he goes, hey, by the way, I'm a big fan of your work, which was nice. But I still...
Yeah, but then you still chopped him in the trachea.
I still was upset that he got rid of their science fiction.
Yeah. So when I was over, I was trying to get something done yesterday, and I did not. I was not able to. That's how it works for me. But, man, a dude came up to me, and he's like, hey, are you Jerry Holkins from Penny Arcade? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, man, I love Acquisitions Incorporated. Yeah. And I was like, thanks, man. And we talked about that stuff for a while. I'm like, oh, man, what did you think of the C Team? And he's like, what? And it's like, no, man, listen, I've talked about nothing else for 2 weeks.
That's the weirdest thing. People can love Penny Arcade and read it once a month, right? Like they're like, oh I got to check up on Penny Arcade.
No. But again, like it's however they want to engage with this stuff is fine with me. But for my part, I'm like, because I always feel like I'm pushing our stuff too hard. I don't think I'm pushing it at all compared to like what it would require to actually
penetrate. Yeah.
To penetrate the scalp like Selson's blue.
Mm-hmm. Gotta make it tingle.
Yeah. It's like, here's a fan, like he likes it. I mean, that's what he likes. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Is Acquisitions Incorporated stuff. We got like a weekly stream.
He didn't know about it.
And he didn't know about it. Is funny.
Yeah, I don't know what you have to do.
I don't know. I mean, I honestly, like, I really don't want to annoy people.
No,
you know what I mean?
But I mean, in the same way, like, if people already know about it, you know, they can just skip that part.
Yeah.
I feel like it's worth mentioning it so that people who don't know about it can keep finding it. Yeah, I felt bad because I walked up to him and he's like, oh, yeah, we got rid of that section. And I was like,
and you were like, you piece of fucking shit.
I go, well, this is a fucking nightmare. And he laughed. He goes, Mr. Krulik, I'm a big fan of your work.
Well, see, this is the thing, is that, and I often have to remember this too, is that, you know, people don't, if you don't know us, interacting with us must be very confusing.
Be weird, yeah.
Because when we say things are a fucking nightmare, like when they're not.
When they're not. Although that was a nightmare. I'd gone there for a very specific reason.
Right. Which is to find a brick of paper.
Without a man on the cover.
With words thereupon. No, it's wild. There is like an Amazon bookstore.
Yeah.
Over in the
Yeah, we've been there.
I was going to say, do you get that far away from home?
Kara went there to get her Switch.
Oh, yeah. They had them for a while. But the weird thing about it is that when you go in, it's like just the top lists.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. It's weird to go to, like, again, you go to a store to get like browsability,
right?
But these are just like all the like this.
That
is just
you could have seen on your phone.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right.
It's weird. It's a novel scenario.
Yeah, I want 2 shelves of just all the latest books without being cultivated. I want to look at them.
I want to.
Yeah.
Right. Here, so let's endeavor to create.
Okay.
So we got the face.
Boy, it was gorgeous yesterday. Did you guys get outside?
I did. And then I went back in.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to overdo it.
Very quickly. Sensual aliens. God, because we've done really funny ones. There was a really funny one that we did about sex in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
There's different slavering monsters.
Yeah.
And then like just like a naked ass.
That young dragon.
Yeah. That dragonling.
Yeah. Young Wyram.
You know, I never grew up watching Power Rangers.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either, but that new movie looks kind of cool.
Yeah?
I thought the trailers made it look cool. It didn't look as campy as the show did.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you never know if it's going to be like a gem situation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where it's like, oh, gem, someone remembers this.
we might see it. Noah wants to see it. I might take him. God, we saw 2 movies this weekend.
What, one each day?
I saw Beauty and the Beast and John Wick 2.
How was John Wick 2?
It was very good.
See, that's what I crave.
Yeah, a lot more sort of world building, which was fun.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part of the first one. And not weird in a bad way.
Yeah.
But just weird in a, like, I expected the movie to be one thing, and it was that, but then it was also this other fucking...
It's like John Wick is based on a series of books that no one has read yet.
Well, yeah, or that no one's heard of.
That no one has ever heard of. Like, it's like they exist.
No, it's like a brand exercise.
Yeah, and they expect you to have read them, but no one has read them.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about...
I love it.
Do you ever read Neuromancer?
No.
Neuromancer, listen, if you're looking for science fiction books,
Yeah.
grab Neuromancer. Like, do some cyberpunk.
Okay.
That's a classic. And if you like that, he's got a few more books in that vein.
Okay.
But
who wrote that?
William Gibson.
I had trouble with one of his books.
It might have been Neuromancer. Pattern recognition?
No. God, I can't even remember what it was about. It's like there was like a company.
Pattern recognition?
Maybe that was it. No, it was weird because it had like numbers and letters on the title. Sven or Seven?
No, you're thinking of Seven Eves?
Yeah.
That's Neil Stephenson.
Neil Stephenson, that's the guy I didn't
Not
like.
the same guy.
Not the same guy.
Different guy.
William Gibson. What else? He didn't do Snow Crash, did he?
That's also Neil Stephenson.
Oh, see, I liked Snow Crash.
Yeah. Oh, Diamond Age.
Diamond Age.
That is, I think that's Neil Stephenson's best book. If you're looking for science fiction, grab Diamond Age. Might be a little more readable than Neuromancer. But Neuromancer posits all this stuff, and it's almost written for a person who lives in that time. Like, they just throw you into the deep end. Like, it's written as though, not just that you know that stuff, but are like an active participant in that culture.
Yeah.
So that's part of what makes it interesting, is that the assumptions.
I like that, yeah.
It all just gets filled in.
Yeah.
You read Altered Carbon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a series, too.
I tried to read the second one. It didn't.
No dice?
Didn't get me. But yeah, so John Wick 2 was very good. I actually really liked Beauty and the Beast also.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, obviously they didn't need to make a live action one, but I'm glad they did.
No, they did.
It was really
launched
cool.
to $170 million.
Jesus, yeah, I saw that. And it doesn't surprise me. It's a great movie.
Yeah. I suspect it's incredibly beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And
Does
everybody in it. What's that? Songs?
Yeah.
The songs are great.
Well, because I've never seen a song in any of the trailers, so I didn't know what type of... Is it like a remake, like end to end?
It is, in some cases, a shot-for-shot remake. All the songs are there.
How's the dance?
Great. The dance is great. Be Our Guest is great. The opening sequence, I think, is my favorite part of it.
Really?
Like, she can fucking sing.
That's... Again, like, I did not know it was... I mean, because so much of what I've seen is so serious.
No, it is the same movie, but with real people.
Wild.
And like I said, a lot of times it is shot for shot. Like they would pull things from the animated movie and just recreate it. The guy who plays Gaston is great, and he can fucking sing. Josh Gad is incredible in everything he does.
Yeah, he's pure magic, I think. Here. So let's figure out
Strip?
Yeah. Let's figure out a strip.
What do you want to strip about?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of beast, what kind of space beast you can fuck in this new Andromeda. It's just like it's a whole new galaxy to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the Mass Effect games are basically just like this fuck tour of the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, I don't mind it.
I know you don't, and
it's not my favorite thing. I feel a little bit weird. I feel a little weird, but I don't. It's fine.
I like playing it less than I like reading it. Like, it's one thing to have a little bit of like romance injected into a book that I can just skip through. Like, I can tell that this page is just going to be them fucking or whatever, right? Like,
you just jump over that.
Yeah, like they come out of the refresher station, and it's like, oh,
or whatever,
futuristic
shit.
But in this, it's like...
Is it like a shower? What's the refresher station?
I think it's a shower.
Okay.
In this, it's like whole cutscenes and chains of dialogue. Like, I don't want to woo a pretend person. I think that's really stupid. I'm not gonna try to date a cartoon. That's so fucking dumb.
You're saying that's not a mode of interaction that you were intrigued by or drawn into?
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
I'm not going to labor over my choice of dialogue to decide whether or not it's going to get me closer to the cooch of some fucking pretend video game character.
Yeah. So do you feel like that is sad?
I don't know if it's sad. I do a lot of things that are pathetic. I'm just saying I'm not pathetic in that particular way.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm quite pathetic. Let me tell you this much. Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like, I want to know why the Andromeda cluster isn't romanceable.
Why does it stop at sentient beings?
Yeah.
Why can't I fuck a black hole? My dick would be trapped in there forever. Fucking.
Permanently. No, both fucking and not fucking. This makes me so mad.
But we've done that strip where Tycho's mad at the choices. Like, how come you can't fuck this thing or that thing?
Oh, yeah. Totally. But I wonder if there isn't like taking it to the sci-fi extreme where it's like, you can romance the entire Andromeda cluster.
Cluster. That's a good word. That's a dense cluster, yo.
Well, it's like you get the cluster, you have the Tempest, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's sad. I guess it's sad for me because I would like the game a lot better if it wasn't there. But I recognize that there are things that are not for me. And I think Mass Effect might just not be for me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in there and I've sort of felt like pressured.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's right, but that, I was just like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, that's probably accurate. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody's doing this, like, no, thank you. I'm fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. You stay in the bay. just stay down in the bay if you could. I think there may be something there. We did Korok seeds. Yeah. Again, more detail is required on this list. Shirt concept, not sufficient, Jerry.
I don't know what that means.
Not
Why did we write that down?
I don't. Not sufficient. That's not enough detail.
Past Mike and Jerry, you guys suck.
Not useful phrasing.
How come you texted me about the Wildlands stable in Zelda?
Oh, because Clara, one of the girls on my block, I was like, have you decorated your horse's mane? Because she was super proud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first horse that she snuck up on is like this apparently like rad, awesome, rare, fast black horse.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh man, have you decorated like the mane? She's like, what? And so I was like, listen, phone was out. I was listen,
39-year-old man.
And I was like, listen, you can get flowers in that mane. She had to sit down.
Yeah.
Like, she actually sat down. She's like, what are you talking about?
Flowers? French braid? You name it. Yeah, see, listen, I'm not one to fucking talk about how pathetic it is to try to fuck a video game character. Yeah. I'm French braiding my horse's mane.
Yeah, listen. Everybody, listen.
If there was a mini game to let me French braid it, I would do it. Like, if I could take the strands and weave them myself.
Yeah. God, and Nintendo would kill that too.
Oh, yeah.
God, because you know what you'd do? No, because but for that game, you'd have to have the Joy-Con separate.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You would pass them over each other and under each other.
Dude, every day.
I would just weave my horse's
Dude, but
mane.
think about this. Like, but then the more, like, you're riding around, and like the braids are starting to get a little bit ratty, like they're starting to come out a little bit, and you're like, no.
They deteriorate just like the weapon.
Yeah, exactly. The braids.
And then they just shatter. The braid breaks.
No, but you have to go out. And like get the flowers. You would do all this. Mm-hmm. I know that you would.
Yes.
I guarantee that you would. Is there a comic in horse manes?
Maybe. Yeah, I took some good pictures last night. Because I look...
You mean with the Sheikah slate? Or do you mean like with your camera?
No, with the camera on the... Because that left button is just screenshot.
Ah.
Like,
but there's utility for the shots, right?
there is if you take the Sheikah Slate pictures. Yeah.
Oh, this isn't like that?
No, this is just a screenshot.
Oh.
You can take this for any game. You can just take a scrap. It saves it to an album in your Switch.
Oh.
And you can share it or...
Oh, okay, so there's some mechanism for that stuff? Okay.
It's hooked up to all your social shit.
Do you have a separate app for your phone?
That does what?
I mean, the one that I know about is like, it's all the parental controls are configured and set up.
know there was a Switch
It's
app.
set up from that. I installed it like for the day I do get a Switch. I like to be ready.
You're prepared, sure.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that existed. But no, I've got like all the ancient, or almost all the ancient armor now. Got this fucking bow that's crazy. I've got sick weapons. Like I look.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Great.
What do you mean the ancient armor?
So there's a set of armor that is designed to fight guardians, ancient tech.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and so it's that how they have that sort of stone with a glow.
Yeah,
that look.
Yeah,
the armor is all
I've
like
seen
that.
some beasts.
Yeah,
that sort of have that pattern.
Yeah, so that's what this set of gear
almost
looks
like the coral.
Yeah.
Like it's got whorls and stuff. Design. Okay.
It glows certain parts. Yeah, last night I was fucking decked out, and I just started walking right towards the castle, like
just like shit was gonna go
killing guardians.
Shit was gonna go down.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there might be something about that horse mane.
Yeah, because the first I'd heard of it, I'm so used to getting absolutely everything like coming to me from a news site.
Right.
I'd never even seen anybody talk about these mains. That was brand new. What else can you do with these mains?
Well, you can change the color.
Oh.
And you can there's
so
a
you
couple
like cut and dye?
Yeah. There's a couple options for like flowers or braids or wild or like there's just all these different.
Oh, okay. It's like the hairstyle options in any
it's
other game except
options.
they're for the horse.
Yeah. And apparently the Link on horseback amiibo, he has a chance to drop a saddle and like a bridle combination. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Are saddles and bridles not normal?
I haven't seen one drop. You can go in there and change them, but I haven't found any, so I can't change them to anything else.
Oh. Because you don't have one, you can't change it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have that slot.
I don't have any, to put in there. So.
Weird. I wonder if it does anything or if it just looks banging. Who cares?
Yeah, my guess is it just looks cool.
Wait, is there a strip there? Let's think about it.
Yeah, I mean it might be a thing where Gabe does give Tycho some shit for like I can't believe you're, romancing video game character. That's so pathetic. I watched you deliberate for 30 minutes over whether or not your horse should have a French braid or a flowered mane.
Your Zelda horse.
Yeah. Neither of which have any mechanical input or any mechanical effect on the game. Mass Effect, huh? Have fun spending 100 hours trying to fuck an imaginary alien. A little pathetic if you ask me. I didn't ask you.
And I wouldn't. Because you aren't a good source of information.
You got some nice set of gear for fucking them or something.
Well,
I might do it.
A lot of times you have to do the loyalty quests, generally speaking, to like max out their stuff.
Right.
But I don't know that obviously you can't romance. They can't gate it on romance.
No.
Like, listen, I want to get all this handled at once.
I want the new gun. I want to get in that cooch.
Well, no, it's just like
Maybe the gun is in the cooch.
Who knows? I think that the way that it should go is just line up out front of the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is there an opportunity for me to get my romancing the Andromeda cluster?
It might be, yeah. Yeah, it might start with...
it's the Helios cluster.
It might start with Tycho, like... It seems like Mass Effect still has limited romance options.
Yeah, but it's like... Yeah, exactly. It's like, they're finally... finally taking the romance... as seriously as I require.
If I play my cards right, I should be able to fuck the entire Helios. Cluster.
No, not the entire. Fuck the Helios cluster itself.
Yeah, there you go.
Because otherwise, it's actually ambiguous.
Otherwise, it's ambiguous.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, every entity.
Yeah, I get my dick in those dense ass stars.
Yeah. Here, so if I play my, I feel fuck the Helios cluster itself. It's pathetic. These are not all this.
Romancing video game. I'm sorry, but romancing video game characters is about as sad as it gets.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, and I want to register my disapproval.
Seems like a pathetic way to spend your time.
Yeah.
Really? Because I watched you debate for 45 minutes.
Minimum.
Over whether or not your Zelda horse should have French braids or flowers in its mane.
But over whether your Zelda horse should have a braided mane is tighter.
Yeah, it is tighter.
But it does the same thing.
Yeah.
Like linguistically.
Yeah.
Trying to fuck video game people is sad. It's a pathetic time investment.
A horse should have a braided mane. I mean, what's Cave's response there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
is there one?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's how you get one of the other options in there. Is the second thing? It's like was very difficult.
Yeah.
There's flowers as well.
Right. Hey, that was a tough decision. All right. Could have gone with wildflowers instead.
Hey, that was actually really tough.
Hey, fuck you. It's actually really tough. Hey, that was actually really tough. All right, I could have gone with wildflowers instead.
Was that the super tip? Was that or the wildflowers?
That or the wildflowers.
I think that's it.
Yep.
When I cast the pot, it's like I cast the rod, keeping it hard like a motherfucker gas robot.
I'm reeling cod, today's fresh catch. I mean a podcast, something about nets.
Yes, it gets better when it's winter. I'm fettered by my fish gear, catch and release, get in that crease when my fish near.
Talk about a plant best laid off that stray, and yes, I crave that tuna with his peck fin splayed. But while I'm glistening from the whole sea, you better listen into TLC.
I got that wild caught salmon. It's tender and it's moist.
Downloadable content, a podcast of choice.